Okay, welcome back to Writing 242 Technical Communication. This is actually the last lecture that we have in this course. And in this lecture, we're going to be talking about another way that you could be connecting with clients, customers, decision makers. And we're thinking about how we're going to be writing effectively for the internet. And the internet and what is available online is a constantly changing landscape. And so this is a capture of the types of things that would be useful. Another way that we're communicating on the web now is a lot through using social media. So we want to be addressing that as well. So in this chapter, we're going to be learning to use the internet to form teams, generate awareness, and build brands. So that's number one. We want to be using social networking in the scientific and technical workplace. Different types of social media are specifically more adapted to that. Say LinkedIn, for example, is something that is common. We'll be using blogs and microblogs to communicate to the public. So you not only have technical information, but you have some of the latest development with that type of capability that you have that they can readily track. You want to be recognizing the basic features of a website, make and post videos or podcasts to the web, and add an article to a wiki. So these are some of the examples that we want to be aware of when we're focusing on the internet. So for forming teams, generating your awareness and building your brand, these are the kind of things that we want to be thinking about. So work takes place increasingly moving to digital and happens instantaneously on the web. There's internet-based teaming, and so you could start to arrange teams. Say you have a cross-company type of working group that you're involved with. And so you start to align birds of a feather, people that have common interests that start to build teamings towards the general goal that you all agree upon to work on. You can have the generating of awareness. And so generating awareness is a process of getting the right information to targeted people, decision makers, and influencers, targeting key groups. Using the internet to engage tells you company, and then you're able to tell your company story as a result of that. Finally, building your brand. Developing a brand is a long-term effort. A variety of internet tools can help your company project a constant message. And so this is actually quite important. So you can be thinking about what is your personal brand, what is your corporate brand, and so what do you want to be known for, and how are you part of this larger brand of your company, your industry? There's all kinds of levels in which you can be thinking about that. And the internet is an interesting way to start to develop that. So you can be using social networking to raise awareness. And so there are various types of things. And you have content-based sites, Twitter, Facebook, Google+. LinkedIn is another one that I also mentioned. You can have image-based sites like Instagram and snapshots. So this is focused on video images. You can have video-based, you can have content. So there's different ways of different types of social networking that are used. Video-based sites are Snapshot and YouTube. So there's 5 different steps for using social networking to raise awareness. Step 1 is to create your social network account. So you need to be connected before you can start to use it. You want to choose your friends wisely. And so be aware of this. This is going to be impacted by what you're trying to accomplish with this social networking. Something like LinkedIn, when you're trying to make professional contacts is different than just trying to relate to friends or family and stuff like that. Step 3 is you want to maintain your site. And so if something gets static, people are going to stop looking at what you have. And so you need to definitely be focusing on that maintenance. Step 4 is to collaborate with others, but carefully. You want to make sure that you are on the same page and validate who that person, that organization are. You want to communicate with your company's fans. And so you have a clientele base that are in line with what you're doing. And so you want to make sure that they continue to stay in line and happy with the things that you're producing. Next, we'll talk about blogs and microblogs to communicate with the public. Blogs are usually more secure than social networking sites. They're used to make announcements. So what have you done? So you're trying to make that publicly. You want to be soliciting ideas and testing policies. And so that's for blogs. Microblogs are limited posts to a number of characters. It allows colleagues and customers to follow your team. And so it's more of you having the main flow of the information, and you have followers that can track what you're accomplishing. Managers use microblogs to send announcements, set up meetings, and alter schedules. So those are different types of internet communication that you will be exposed to. For blogging, step one, choose your blog's host site. That's going to be important. What is the best site and media platform to be using? You want to write and maintain your blog. And so you need to have regular things that you're posting and let others join the conversation. That can be a way for other people to have ownership and feel part of what you're trying to create. Now let's talk about writing for websites. You want to recognize that the basic features of a website. To help the reader navigate, websites usually contain a few kinds of page. And so the home page, this is where you land when you first get there. And so that's going to be important to the reader. Node pages, they divide the website's content into larger topical area. Pages are individual pages containing facts, details, and images and other types of information. Navigation pages help the readers find the information they are seeking. And splash page comes before the home page and is often used for advertising, directing users to appropriate language versions of the website, and requiring users to register before accessing the site. So these are the kind of things that you would have. All of these are important, and you need to make sure that you're leveraging this and thinking about what you're trying to convey and what kind of protections you need to be using as you're presenting that. So for step one is developing content and writing for the web. Clearly define your message subject, purpose, readers, and content. Focus on having clear boundaries of your subject and the purpose for what you want to achieve. Make sure that you know what that is and it's clearly laid out on the website. Step two is organize and draft. A typical website will have an opening and a body. If there's a conclusion, it will have a need to know information with a few key links. So you can start to storyboard what you're trying to do as you're doing your drafting. Step three is a style and design. Readers of websites are rating for information. So they're trying to get that information quickly. Styles help them to quickly access that information. Keep sentences short, keep paragraphs short, and links should reflect titles, and you want to create a consistent tone. So you can see the short and easy for them to get the information that they're trying to get. You want to design for the web. Design should help people find the information they're looking for. Balance the information on the screen so it's easy for it to be rendered in various types of sizes of screens. You want to be thinking about the alignment of how things are laid out. The grouping of the information, things that are related will be flowing together. You want to be consistent in the way that you use your style guide, and you can be using contrast effectively, white space, and how you highlight things, the way it's laid out with the HTML and the way that you're presenting this in the internet. Step four is adding images. Websites use JPEGs, PNG, and GIF formats for the images. JPEGs is a widely used format for photos and illustrations with many colors. PNG, it's smaller file sizes and allows images to be transparent, so it's more portable across a broader spectrum. And GIF are used for illustrations, logos, and simple graphics with a maximum of only 256 colors. So those are some things to be thinking about. In terms of transcultural readers, you want to make your websites more usable in a few important areas. Use common words. it's getting more common that you can be using a website and your the program that you're using to view the internet can actually do an auto translation. So this would be another way where this can start to come up. So using common words, it's going to be easier for you to do a good translation. You want to avoid cliches and colloquialisms. Make it so that they're getting the message clearly. You want to avoid cultural icons, minimize humor, and then translate the website to get a preview of what is actually going to happen when people see that translation to see if it is agreeable. Step 6 is to upload your website. Most companies complete their website on a hard drive before uploading it to a server. So the first thing you want to be doing is preview it before it actually goes live. There are often special www folders for each person or division of the server, and it's become easier to move files from the server to the internet as a result. So you get it to, the proper viewing of an HTML still internal, and then at the very end is when you go external on the internet. In terms of making videos and podcasts, you want to write the script. You want to shoot the video or record the podcast using that script, having a dialogue, say an MC, a person that's helping to make sure that the information is conveyed effectively. You want to be editing your video with podcasts, and maybe things you want to be adding music as appropriate, maybe cutting out different things that if you need to keep things shorter. And then finally, you want to upload your video or podcast when it is completed. For writing articles for wikis, wikis are websites that let users add and modify content. User-generated wikis are often better than corporate websites for troubleshooting. So the first thing you need to do is you need to write the text, make sure it's clear. So this is a written technical form of communication. You want to post your article and then return to edit your article later. So maybe there's some new developments you need to add, or something that you missed, or something that you want to streamline. Those are all things that are available for you to do with a wiki. And so this is like a how-to or what something is. And so it can be a living document. Okay, well, that ends this lecture, and it's also the last lecture for this course. So thank you very much for listening to this, and hopefully this is helpful for you learning how to be an effective technical communicator. Thank you. Bye-bye.